Alrighty, we are about to get started with yet another Lumines Arise community showcase. Welcome in our early birds, Trash Man, Matt. No audio? Do you hear us, Matt? I believe our audio should be good. Make sure you're not muted on your end. But, alright, we're going to hop into it. And yeah, I'm Austin. I'm joined by CJ. How are you doing, CJ? You ready for some Luminous today?
I am doing great, Austin. Yes, I'm ready for Luminous. How are you doing?
Excellent. Yeah, we're going to kick off the stream by playing some Luminous. We're going to hop back into our March Madness playlist. I made a few edits to mix it up, but mostly Madness with a moment of peace in the Temple Bell stage. But we're going to play through that to get started, discuss some fundamentals and stuff like that, hop into mission mode, and then hop into multiplayer. That was a mouthful, and we're also going to watch some YouTube highlights from our community. So some new PBs from some of our players, some really cool burst battle matches, which I'm looking forward to after we play some against the community. But yes, and Luminous Arise and all enhanced games are on sale currently on Steam. So if you play any of our other games, haven't played Luminous yet, now's the time to hop in. Even Luminous Remastered is on sale as well. So if you're looking to learn Luminous, this is the place to be.
That's right. You can pick up Luminous Remastered for 70% off, and Luminous Arise is 20% off. Both games are awesome companions to have for your Steam Deck. And of course, you can play Luminous Arise in optional VR on Steam as well. So if you have a VR headset, then yeah, you can experience it in a much, much different way.
Yes, playing in VR is like an entirely separate playthrough if you when it comes to the vibe and observing everything around you. I like instantly relax when I play in VR on, well, I was going to say any enhanced game, but Res maybe not, because Res is like, a different kind of intensity, but
That's true.
Yeah. Let's hop into
Especially the main game and not Area X. Yeah, very different kind of intensity.
Okay, greeted by our Fire Snake on the left to kick things off here for our Madness playlist.
Very nice.
Okay, so starting out, we want to have a nice clean board, right? Try to avoid it getting too messy too quickly here. I'll even take my time a little bit, as I think I got ahead of myself. So when you
make it look so easy.
Right,
Austin.
Well, we have a lot of experience. I mean, and I think for our regular viewers too, you probably noticed we picked up on things as we have been watching other community members play and played a lot. I mean, both of us have played a lot. It says a demo against other players. I'm like, oh, that's how we should be playing, right? And yeah, we're looking to put out some new tutorial content in the coming year to help other people improve at hopefully a quicker rate, right, CJ?
Yeah, I know we've sort of been teasing this burst video that we were working on, and we are still doing that, but we've sort of come to the realization that we should expand that thought and do a video that encompasses kind of everything about playing Luminous and how to help everybody get better by noticing some of the things that we noticed that you just sort of talked about with the demo and just watching other people play. Like, a lot of it has sort of helped us come up with tips to get everybody playing better.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, for sure.
gonna be a
And I'm
big
like,
thing for
I'm
the year
intentionally
ahead.
like playing kind of slow here, CJ, and you can, with the right stacking and the right mentality around the game, like good fundamentals, you can play pretty slow and chill and still, you know, keep those combos going, get big score. So,
Yeah.
with that being said, I am messing up my board a little bit, which happens. But hey, we got our burst queue building up, and you kind of want a little messy board when it comes to using the burst.
That's also
Yep.
true. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. We're in the early stages of this video, and my favorite part of it was making you play badly,
Yeah.
making you like take on some of the habits of Luminous players, like when they first come to the game.
Yeah.
Chasing the timeline across the play field, which is something I definitely did, or making 2x2 squares, forming 2x2 squares directly on the timeline, which oftentimes splits things or doesn't give you as much of a benefit as you would have. Like, part of the square disappears when you could have had more squares.
Yeah.
If you hadn't done what you just did. So like, that's been fun to like have you play a different way than you're used to.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good learning experience, even if I'm fairly experienced. But there's the nice thing about these kind of puzzle games is what I love about it. It's kind of an endless, like, you can always improve at these kind of games, right? So, and that should be an exciting thing rather than. I think that's part of the reason a lot of people sometimes say they're bad at the game is because there is kind of that endless skill cap, right? But at the same time, don't be too intimidated. Like,
no,
the best players say they're bad at the game, right? So,
exactly.
Yeah. I'm like,
Exactly.
what does
The
that
best
make me?
players say that they're bad at the game, but also the play field is pretty big, and there's always time to correct any mistake, especially in Luminous. Like,
Yeah.
I think Luminous is a very forgiving puzzle game. I mean, if the play field was smaller, like if it was 4 columns,
Right.
then that might be a little more difficult. But, you know, you've got the 16 column playfield.
Yeah, a lot of space to work with, so you can be pretty picky on your block placements and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know what? I should probably use the burst. I've been just kind of vibing out, not using my burst, but we're sitting on that max, so.
That happens so often. You're like, oh, I'm just kind of in the zone, and oh, wait,
Yeah.
burst. Yeah.
That's also my weakness in burst battles. I forget to use burst, and I'm just playing battle, not burst battle. But
Right. And, well, in burst battle, you can't really
you can't get away
do
with
that.
not using it against these
No.
top dogs who are probably going to be playing us momentarily. But
Yeah, no kidding.
So yeah, with burst, I like to have a messy board, and that's the thing. So as you play, every square you clear, you add to that burst gauge, which is like a percentage until it hits the max. That's moving with the timeline currently, right? So once it's at max, I like at this point I intentionally want a messy board. I'm just gonna speed through it. You can also like strategize to have more of one color while you're messing it up. If you want to go in with like, if I want to go in with the X block into burst, I can do that, right? So let's see. So
Of course, you want a messy board going into burst because it'll add on to your burst square, and as that gets larger and larger, blocks of the opposite color will go to the top of the screen in the burst queue, and you'll get like a really big effect at the end of burst. Trashman saying a messy playfield can and will backfire on you if you built it wrong.
True.
This is true.
Especially in burst battle when there's like garbage on the sides, which kind of like limit your ability to fix a poor situation, right? I think generally in journey mode, as like for new players, it's okay to have a messy board going into burst, but
Yeah.
if it's too messy or if you're like too far at the top, yeah, it can backfire.
Yeah. Yeah, generally speaking, when stacking, you want to keep groups of like colors together, so you can see Austin's kind of building that and kind of alternating which colors he's building, going from the walking man to the X pattern. That's good practice. That's a good habit to have.
Just to explain my thoughts currently, I just realized I was kind of in a messy board state and I wasn't really maintaining combos. It's okay to stop and take a moment to chill because if you're not making combos, your score is being limited anyway, so you can just take a moment to reset and just, like, think through what you want to do next, right? So,
yeah. Well, and you have no
I have no
stress
stress
Lumines
turned
on.
on, yeah.
Probably type 3, I'm guessing.
Yep.
Where blocks don't fall into the playfield automatically. The game doesn't end. So if you top out, it just resets the entire playfield.
Yeah.
And both of those are on in type 3.
Yeah, and like CJ, you know me, I love to play for high scores and stuff too, but I also like the other side of the coin where I can just kind of lab and chill out. I can leave my game on and take a walk around my where I live for a second, but take a moment of to take a breath and come back to Luminous with a fresh mind. But yeah, I like both worlds. But definitely, if you're new to the game and feeling overwhelmed, do not hesitate to turn on that No Stress Luminous to improve your experience.
Yeah, there's no shame in that. In fact, I would encourage it because, as you were saying, it just kind of lets you practice and use the playfield as kind of a scratch pad to learn. And
exactly.
That's a nice way to play.
Yeah, so like right now, with everything frozen, I can like kind of take a look at my upcoming piece cube, be like, what is the best thing I could do with this upcoming block, right? And you're not rushed to do so. So it's a good way to just learn as well. So for example, with some time, I think this might be the best move is to kind of fill up this slot over here when the timeline passes, right? Just like, yeah, stuff like that.
And No Stress Luminous is found in the accessibilities menu of the game on Steam and PlayStation 5. And it's also a nice way to like stop for a moment and decide where you want to put a chain block.
Oh, true. Oh, here we go.
Sometimes it's not always immediately apparent where you should put that, and maybe you can't find a really good place to put it, so you want to put it down and then connect things to it.
Yeah, so I'm going to place it here and then kind of connect from there. Let's see if I can get this connection. There we go.
Nice.
All right, we're sitting on burst here, CJ.
Yep. In the Duo Soul stage.
I love the vibe in this stage.
Oh, absolutely.
Makes me want to go on a night drive with some, I don't know, through a city like LA or something.
Go to Denny's. I'm right there with you. Yep.
I drive to Denny's music. I can feel that.
I drive to Denny's.
Any advice for people trying to get a big burst for the first time or fairly new to burst, CJ?
Yeah, burst is a tough one, really. Like you were saying earlier, like you sort of fill the screen with garbage. You can try that. There are really two things that I like to recommend to people when it comes to burst, and that is going into the mission mode, tabbing over to the challenges, and then trying the burst rush challenge. And that one is sort of designed to give you a ridiculously large burst by favoring one color over the other and then giving you larger pieces. So it's a really nice way to kind of get the feel of what you're supposed to be doing. And you can definitely get over a 300 burst pretty easily. You almost have to, just drop blocks wherever you can to get a 300 burst in that mode. But then also to go into the multiplayer hub and try quick burst. So quick burst is a little score chase mode that's available in the multiplayer hub. Don't worry, it's not actually multiplayer. It's a single player sort of challenge to see how big a burst you can get, and you can just use that as a sandbox to see how large a burst you can get. And you can fill your screen with garbage or start from 0 if you want, and just kind of play and see how large a burst you can get. The burst gauge at the top of the timeline is already full to max when you start, so you really have you can really trigger burst anytime you want. Nice. 303.
So we're at our moment of Zen stage within our Madness playlist.
Yes. This is one of these slower tempo stages and a really good stage to practice on too.
Absolutely. Yeah, for comboing or playing alongside the timeline because it is moving slower, right?
Mm-hmm.
Generally, I like to stack behind the timeline. It gives me all the time in the world to get my stuff set up. And then right now it's about to pass the center again, then I kind of like stack behind it one more time. Or just keep that cycle going. Maybe you could elaborate on why exactly players like to play in the center of the playfield?
Well, there's two reasons, really. The left and right positioning of blocks, you don't have to go very far if you're playing in the center.
Yep.
And the other reason is, I don't know. What is the other reason?
I think it's mostly you can move very quickly in the center, right?
Yeah.
And it's also just nice to play along the timeline in the center. With that in mind, too. If you're trying to like follow the timeline along this whole play field, it's going to take a while to get to where you need to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's really the core reason. Trying to think of
It's the
something
core
else,
reason,
yeah.
for sure, yeah.
Setting up your burst in the middle is good, too. You can build along it faster for that reason, too.
Yeah. I generally use the sides of the playfield for blocks that I don't want.
Yeah.
Or like if I'm seeing like the majority of a pattern I don't want, then I put them on the sides, especially during burst.
Right. I think it's very obvious, especially... So we went from our slowest tempo stage to our fastest tempo stage. If you're trying to play like behind the timeline or left and right here, you're going to get so many like stray squares, and it's going to be very hard to maintain a combo, right?
Yeah.
I think trying to maintain a combo on this stage is really kind of the ultimate test for you, just because you have to really know how to play along the timeline. Even myself, I'll have trouble maintaining a full combo chain here, right?
Yeah.
So I guess we could do it. I'll play, if I'm just trying to, like you were saying, chasing the timeline, right? So if I'm just trying to, like, stack squares in front of the timeline, I'm all over the place, we're not going to have too much success. But if I kind of just wait for the timeline, almost around this, like, 1/3 part of the screen, right, typically. So it passes, and then I can, get my stack going here. I misdropped, but you get the idea. And I have a messy board here, so let's burst it out. Let's get a nice clean slate. On these faster tempo stages, you do have more timeline sweeps, so the burst will generally last nearly as long as the other stages, but depends on... I guess there's some higher level to that, but yeah. Because of the increased timeline sweeps, they're generally the same.
Yeah.
I love when this stage kind of evolves into our yellow background.
Absolutely.
Wake up call. It's like, all right, I'm going to play a little faster now.
Definitely when I started playing Luminous, I don't know if this was the case for you, probably not because you're an experienced puzzle game player, but like deciding where to put each block, I was very much of the Bob Ross school of just like, oh, it looks like we need a little of this color here. Oh, it looks like I need to start focusing on this other side of the playfield. And really, like as we're talking about it, you really should focus on that center area as much as possible.
For sure.
use the sides as overflow and not do the sort of paint the little trees on both sides of the playfield.
Yeah. At the same time, I think there's a mix there. If you're doing general color matching, right, that's a good, you want to be doing that, right? So
yes, that's true. That's true. You do want to do that.
So you might like start out using your whole playfield. We see that a lot. Like people are just like, oh, match this color over here. I'll do this over here. But in doing that, you're going to have trouble maintaining a combo, right? You will survive.
You are,
if you're doing good color matching.
Because you're spending time moving left and right.
Yeah.
You don't realize how much time that takes until you're like looking at footage like of somebody playing with the whole playfield and then realizing, oh, if they were just playing in the center, they'd be stacking much faster now.
And one thing about that too is there's less to analyze if you're kind of sticking to the center. If you're kind of looking around the whole playfield, that means you have, how do I put it? Because there's a lot of options, if that makes sense. So typically you might just be playing slower because you're like, where is the best place for this block in the moment? And if I keep like doing that each time here, it's going to definitely slow me down, right? Whereas if I like kind of hone into my center, say 4 columns or 4 to 6 columns, it's like I can have a better mind's eye or imprint of like my upcoming blocks here. Or if I, even if you're not looking at the piece preview, you can have a general idea of where to quickly like place the block that shows up, right? Just like some pattern recognition kind of stuff.
Trashman saying checker patterns in your messy stack are not good for your burst. Generally not. No.
Yeah, I guess like with the burst, you want like a, I think we've been calling it like a snake pattern, right? Almost like you're set up for a chain block, right? If you're doing good general color matching, even if you don't clear squares while you're doing it, I think generally across the board, CJ, we want to avoid that checker pattern, right? Even if we're messing up our board for burst, like Trashman mentioned.
Lines and or donut patterns are good. I agree.
The thing about the checker pattern is when it shoots away opposing blocks, the checker pattern, the other half of the checker will kind of fall down onto that burst square, right? So then it makes it a little harder. It can lock your burst. I think I threw a lot of terminology out there, but it generally, the more you play, the more you realize, you do want to avoid that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Also, one thing that I think is a sort of a mind-blowing revelation when you realize it is getting and maintaining combos. You only need a 3x3 square to get and maintain a combo on each timeline pass. And the easiest way to do that is by making an incrementally larger perfect square.
All right. Yeah, you can get by like when you have a good recognition for 3x3 squares and like how to set them up properly, right? Which, by the way, if you go into mission mode, I think it will kind of help you trigger some of those ideas, right? Because I think some of the puzzles are like setting 3x3 squares.
That's right.
And then once you kind of have that pattern recognition, you kind of won't have to think about it. And that's really the beautiful part about this game that I really want people to get into is when you can kind of like autopilot and turn off like having to think about where every square goes, you can really vibe out in this game, right? And it's just so satisfying. Find the quote unquote the flow state, right?
Yeah, it's true. That's what you want. That's the goal. That should be the goal.
It's a little uneven, but I'm just going to try to like find 3x3 setups here. And in doing so, you don't have to move like too fast, right?
No.
It's a little harder to do, like I said, with the board uneven like I have it here. But if you find an even space, like even right here at the top of these columns that I'm hovering over, you can kind of see like this may be a slot. I could put a 3x3 square here, right? So I could like set one up like right here.
There you go. 3x3.
And then follow up with the next block color. Then go to my next color again. Kind of alternate colors like you were saying earlier, CJ.
Yep.
If you're alternating colors, you're going to get a lot of free square setups because the other colors, it's going to fall down and like set a base for you, right? Or a foundation.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think you realize that when you first start playing it. It's like, oh wait, that's how it works?
Yeah. So when players are playing fast and getting these massive setups, generally it's like good color matching and then the cascading effect after the timeline passes where all the blocks fall and kind of, it'll just make a really huge foundation for the player to build upon easily again, right?
Yeah.
So maybe we can like walk through that a little bit. So after this timeline sweep, I'm going to focus on the wheels. And then next will be the lights, right? Because they kind of fall into a base there that's really easy to work with.
Yep.
Go back into the wheels. Oh, I misdropped there, but it's okay. Yeah. So if you alternate...
Again, though, you're fine with the misdrops.
Yep.
Right there. And you have not dropped the combo since you started doing that, right?
Yeah.
So...
But yeah, if you like repeat, I think that's an excellent tip, right? If you're new, just like focus on one color, then alternate to the other. If you're going for big scores, at least.
Yeah.
There might be some like fringe cases, depending on your luck, where that isn't always the best way to operate, but it generally is for the most part.
Yeah.
I'm being picky at this point. Okay.
And of course, building on already established squares is very important to this game too. Like you could make discrete 2x2 squares along the playfield, but really want to build on the squares that you've already made, the 2x2s that you've already made. Because the game is counting the amount of 2x2 squares in the space. So a 3x3 square is 4 2x2 squares.
Exactly. Mission mode will visualize that for you. Let's actually hop into the mission mode for a little bit and some challenges. But it has a square counter for you in the mission mode. So if you're ever wondering... So 4 squares make a combo, 4 2x2 squares, right? Let's find a mission that's just a simple 3x3 setup. So here we go. This kind of teaches you, if you have a foundation that looks similar to this, you can kind of lock in a quarter block to finish that 3x3, right? And then when we drop this, it's going to show 1, 2, 3, 4, because there's 4 squares within that 3x3, right?
Yep.
But yeah, that's an example of like, I think there's some other 3x3 formation type of setups here. So here's like a full block into kind of this foundation, right? And generally, when you are starting out, clean slate board, which is one of my favorite things about, I love a fresh start in Lumines CJ or any puzzle game, just starting from scratch. But that's your chance to set up a foundation for yourself, right? Which we'll get into as well.
Yeah.
But you can create kind of like formations like we see here in this mission, which accommodates just about any color block or any type of block. You can kind of like easily plop into this formation, right? So in this example, we have a full block and a half block. Obviously, the full block augments extremely well to this, and then the half block on top, and that is 6 2x2 squares.
Yep.
Just to note on this, the mission mode will kind of, it wants you to find the most efficient square clear, right, within one timeline sweep. But you don't have to like stress the perfect solve every time. There are other ways to do this. Like, for example, if you're just like thinking on the fly, like that's 5 squares. You're going to make little mishaps anyway in your head, but generally if you're doing good color matching, that'll probably set you up still, like for some other thing, right? You have like the remaining blocks here can be worked with pretty easily, so just some food for thought. It isn't, you don't have to 100% go to the solves of these puzzles, but it should help you trigger some ideas, right?
Yeah.
But we can start from scratch, say... Where do we start from scratch? I believe on some of these burst missions. Is there only one burst mission, actually? Let me see.
I think there is, yeah.
So I like this mission just as a sandbox a little bit, but so when you start from scratch, you kind of want to set yourself up for placing any kind of block, right? Obviously, this full block, very easy, and you can kind of augment anything to that full block. I personally prefer not to start with a full block, just so I can have some like colors that I can easily build upon, right? So from here, I can augment this full block in so many ways. Generally, I think on the top here or on the side. And from here, I just want to do basic color matching. So we have our blue circles and our purple diamonds, right? So let's just match the colors. I'm going to drop the blue here and drop the purple next to the other purple. It should like clear very nicely. Kind of just like following that principle. Generally, our foundation is pretty accommodating as long as we do good color matching, right? I guess this one's a little tricky because we have mostly the other color on this quarter block. You can do like a little block split here to kind of keep colors together, and that comes with time, especially with these checker blocks, right? No one likes checker blocks, so unless you're super good at this game. But even here, like, just continue the color matching. Block splitting is really important for these checker blocks, so if we just split here, we could do something like that. But just kind of keep the board accommodating. And that should cascade nicely still, right? Yeah. Especially for alternating colors here.
Yep. It's working out really well.
And yeah, if you stick to these center columns, you can be pretty quick, right? I'm like intentionally saying in these center columns, and you can just spam drop here. And that's how a lot of players have so much speed.
Right. There is a player who only plays in the
Gimmick,
four columns in the center, right?
Their name is 4 wide only. If you play against
4 wide only.
battle. Yeah.
Yeah. It is possible to do it.
Yep. Especially once you pick up on the patterns, which come with time, right? I've played a lot of Luminous at this point, so I'm definitely making it look easy, but a goal to shoot for, I suppose.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Alrighty. Any other missions I should pull up here, CJ?
I don't think so.
Okay. Here's the infamous 3 checker block mission, which really highlights the block splitting, right? So it's really a great way to set up, and you can even like color match against the base here. So as long as the purple we have matching against there, right? That's probably easier to identify than block splitting usually. Like, this isn't bad by any means. And when you split it there, like, it will follow to get another square, right? Although in this one, it's trying to teach you kind of play along with the timeline and block splitting, right? So this is a much cleaner solution. We're just going to continually kind of use that stair formation that we see with the blue circle and plop our corner or our checker block into that. And look how clean that is. All right.
Perfect.
And that's going to create 2 2x2 squares following that to help you maintain a combo much easier. All right, let's hop into some challenges, and I definitely recommend if any players here haven't checked out challenges yet, just hop into mission mode and tab over into the challenges, and these are kind of like some of the secret, most fun modes here. That iterate on the Luminous formula are in this challenges mode. Where should we start? You mentioned Burst Rush. We play this all the time on our stream just because it really is an excellent place to practice bursts. It gives you more of one color, and it gives you larger blocks to work with too, so you can get an idea of what it's like to make a massive burst square.
Yeah.
There was
Heavy Snow. What about Heavy Snow?
We haven't played that in a long time.
Yeah, I think it's been a while.
250
Final
2x2
basic
squares.
challenge.
So unequal blocks is the gimmick. So it shows all your gimmicks at the bottom under the playfield for each challenge. Unequal blocks is blocks that favor one color, and in this case, the snow block, which is our white circle snow block here. We're gonna get more of. So we can like forget what I was saying earlier about alternating colors. Just focus on the snow block for fun here.
True. And of course, it's got the rainfall modifier, which is raining down snow blocks. I guess you could say it's snowing snow blocks.
Yeah, this one's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Probably a more chill challenge for sure.
This one, again, I think is good because the stage tempo is fairly slow. And of course, it's favoring one color over the other. So it starts to be a lot easier to make matches.
Yeah.
You're not going to get as many checker blocks in this game mode here.
This is probably a good challenge for practice playing with the timeline because you are going to get such massive... Ooh, I love that, the tower effect. You have one color to focus on, so you'd have to focus on like some other strategies like alternating colors. You can just simply kind of play in the center behind the timeline is my recommendation, right? Do not stack in front of the timeline. So even right here, like that's not horrible, but you're only clearing so many squares at once, right? Even now, this is what we were calling chasing the timeline. Like it's hard to do that. Hard to like. There's a lot of movement, especially when you're going from left to right. Just stick to the center. Keep it simple. Match colors in the center, and then once the timeline passes, that means you have another like combo queued up, right?
Yeah. This mode is pretty nice for vertical stacking practice too.
That's a good point.
All these variations in challenge mode are great.
They play with the formula of the game, but they're still teaching new concepts, right? Like, indirectly is the goal.
Indirectly, yeah.
Ooh, I love this. The giant, what do you even call this block? 3x3?
3x3 snow block. Perfect.
Also at the top,
if
you get these big blocks, you can still split against the other columns, right? If you are practicing vertical stacking. A big part of vertical stacking is using these towers to really get picky with the kind of blocks you want to use, right? More of a advanced technique.
Yes.
All right. We got a B. We're kind of taking our time there. B's good. I'm happy with B's in school, CJ.
Yeah.
Let's see. What was the other one we wanted to pull up? Oh yeah, let's pull up Ever Rising because we wanted to watch a community submission of a 1,000 score in Ever Rising. So let's see how close we can get to that 1,000. But within Ever Rising, you kind of use burst to overcome the incoming blocks. Much to Trash Man's dismay, there's a lot of checker blocks filling the playfield, but even then we can kind of work through it with our burst.
Oh my gosh. Nothing but checker pattern at the bottom. That's funny.
It's kind of like a down stacking challenge, which is really helpful for this. Probably helpful for multiplayer if you're interested in multiplayer. And dig down. Actually, dig down you don't have bursts, so probably more so multiplayer.
Trash Man saying for this one you want to spam half bursts. Interesting. Interesting approach.
And we want to do our best to only match light colors against our burst, right? Then you can kind of use the left and right of the playfield to place blocks that you don't want in the center. Or if your burst is skewed to the one side, you can use the other side as kind of like a holding area for your other blocks.
Right.
for Big Flower. This is one of the coolest looking stages.
Go for it.
Luminous.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
I love the vibrant color of the yellow and blue.
Yes.
Ooh, those checkers are intimidating. Coming in quick.
Very intimidating.
I think that's why I want to spam these half bursts so we can get to work quickly.
Right. No kidding.
You're right, Trash Man. I should have followed you.
Does it seem like burst is building up quicker in this mode?
It
too?
is building quicker. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not one of the modifiers listed on the bottom, but it does feel that way.
That's good.
It just said that was a 0 burst. That wasn't right.
Oh, it did? I was I'm too locked in to notice that. That's more of a spectator thing.
That burst was 0.
That is one thing about this game, especially as somebody that likes to, really think through the puzzle aspect of these games. I love watching other people play this game so I can like really soak in the environment, right?
Totally, yeah.
See the things I don't always see when I'm playing. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, we are in burst. Ah. Okay. So what was that? That was a 502 squares. So let's watch 1,000 squares.
502.
I'll be interested to see that.
Wow,
Somebody
okay.
double that score we just put out. We also still have the No Stress Luminous on, so it's probably making it a little easier. Alrighty, we'll switch over and check out the submission from, I believe it was Fudu Noko. I'll double check here. Yes, okay. All right, let's give it a check.
Huh. They gonna spam half bursts? So far, no.
Oh, that was a full burst?
That was a full.
Maybe as an opener. You do charge super fast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. 50%. Okay.
Max. Yeah.
I think the blocks eventually fill in a bit faster. Maybe 50% then. Let's see.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see. Either way, very fast, massive bursts over and over.
Very fast. Yeah.
This player, one of our best Luminous players out there, I think topping some of the leaderboards. Definitely topping the dig down leaderboard, top 5 burst battle, probably top 3 burst battle. Well, who needs 50% burst when you build 100 in half a second?
There you go. Right. It's fast. It's very fast. How many squares are they up to? To wait until after
check real
burst is
quick.
done.
Yeah. 438.
438. Okay. Still got a minute 30 on the clock. Does it count the number of squares you're making during burst? It doesn't, right?
Number of squares. 542. That's a good question, actually. Does they'll be well over 600 after this burst.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it does.
Maybe it did.
It's hard to tell with the recording here.
Yeah. Because normally it does not count squares that you're making in bursts, right?
For journey mode, it does.
Journey mode progression.
800 entering burst. I think I was 819. It might count for this mode in particular because you're trying to live in burst.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it counts. It's hard to tell with the quality on this video, but...
Oh, and of course they triggered burst right at the end of the time going down. To make even more squares.
Alright.
It's amazing.
Should put us right over 1,000. 1,004 from Fudu Noko.
Wow.
Well played.
Yeah. Huh.
That's going to be a hard score to top, but per usual, if anyone wants to share their feats, new PBs, anything like that, be sure to share with us before we start our community showcases. We have some other videos queued up here that should be fun as well. We'll watch the rest after multiplayer. We have a really long burst battle match. We have 2 burst battle highlights. We also have Square's Luminous Remastered 17-minute challenge, which we'll probably pull up for a little bit to go back to the past, especially while all of our games are on sale if you want to pick up Luminous Remastered. But, all right, let's hop into multiplayer for a bit. What do you think, CJ?
Let's do it.
All right. So although it's in the multiplayer hub, there also are some just single player, I guess, like leaderboard league modes, right? So like Suedo multiplayer if you're competing for high scores. But we also have quick bursts where you can hop in here at the arcade cabinet and start out with max burst and try to get the largest burst possible. Simple as that. It's an excellent sandbox mode to practice your burst and or just playing in general because there's not really a time limit. There's no square limit, so you can just practice stacking here too if you're working on fundamentals.
That's true. This is a very no pressure mode.
Yeah.
In the game. Even though this stage is a little anxiety inducing.
No pressure as there's intense music and spiders on your screen.
Exactly. Although you have the filter turned off.
Oh, I do have my spider filter on, so hey, we're making a little more chill here. Let's bring that spider into light. Warning if you have a spider phobia here.
Spider filter is still on, yeah.
Should be at the bottom, right?
Down at the bottom.
There we go. And a snake filter as well. There's our spooky spider.
Yes.
So, probably not the best time to start the burst. I was like a little low to the playfield. Didn't have that many resources on my board, so I have to like move pretty fast to get the most out of this, right? Maybe we could try a burst with our playfield filled as well, just to show how much easier it is. Because I'm not like moving that slow right now. We've got a 132 burst. Well, let's try to set ourselves up for success a little bit. Kind of like make a snake pattern like we were mentioning earlier, or even like little donut patterns. So here we'll set up at least one donut here.
Yep.
Throw some excess. I'm going to play around the web block here. So for example, in that center bottom column, that's like a donut setup where you have 8 of one block type, and smack dab in the center, the jelly filling is our purple jelly block.
Yep.
Violet, rather. Whatever color that would be. Okay. So I'm trying to favor our web block here while we fill it up. And of course, it's not giving me any web blocks. And yeah, we could also use some block splitting at the top here. Generally, I won't spend all day setting up the huge bursts. As fun as that is, and I recommend you guys try that out if you're going for a massive burst here. Uh-oh. Well, we'll go after this. Okay. So we should have a little bit of a cascade effect here in a moment. Yeah, there we go.
Boom. Still anxiety-inducing.
Yeah. The quick burst stages rotate on a daily basis, so if you're not feeling the spider stage, if you're feeling, a sunset breeze or temple bells, you'll have to check back in another day, or dark.
Yeah.
And that should show our high score there, right under the stage name, as it fills up there.
Very nice.
And then, of course, yeah, you can just hop in a leaderboard league. This tends to be where I hang out on the weekends, just kind of vibe out in single player. I usually go between this and my burst battle, depending on how competitive I'm feeling. But
yeah,
so
that's a good place to also gauge your progress and get better and better. Just trying to play as fast as you can in 60 seconds or 180 or 300 seconds. Very nice test of skill.
Yes. Part of the reason I live here is I like to improve. I like to know if I'm improving. So this is the mode I tend to live in the most.
Yep. And as you're seeing here, you're staying in the middle and clustering light-colored blocks together, and that's what Luminous is all about.
Oops. Little misdrop there. But keeping it center, no big deal.
Not going to hurt you, though.
Yeah. Getting a little
Especially
messy
with the way that you've stacked there. If you got a chain block, you think the results would be pretty nice.
All right. 106.
Nice.
We'll do one more. And I'm also using the, if you go to the accessibility features, you can turn on the tutorial block. I like it for the readability aspect, especially when I'm just trying to focus on speed, right? As neon lights, as much as we want it to, is kind of like there's a lot happening. So if you're trying to like keep things minimal and just focus on your skills and gameplay, consider turning on that tutorial block skin.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll be hopping into multiplayer here momentarily. We'll probably set up a lobby if anyone wants to try to take us on here.
Yep. We've had some good matches over the last few weeks.
Amazing matches. Very humbling matches. We're also going to spectate a match between a few of the top players tonight. So I believe it was Fudinoko and Core. So check that out. Might be a good score.
Yeah, I think pretty good. 134.
All right.
Yeah.
I think I'm due for a PB soon, CJ. I just need to. I might spam this a little bit this weekend. Then yeah, of course there's longer formats. I really think the time attack 180 and 300 are better tests for your consistency, and 60 seconds is more like a potential test of your sprint, right?
Right.
Because it's okay to get a little messier in 60 seconds and focus on speed, whereas in 300 you want to keep your board nice and clean, because if you get towards the top of your board, it's harder to move quickly anyways and get more efficient square clears. So 300 is a better test of your keeping the playfield clean, right? In dig down also, you want to keep the playfield clean because you're going to continually have blocks coming up from the bottom here.
It's true.
So if you're hopping into dig down for the first time, CJ, what should they expect, and what are some tips you have for them?
Well, dig down definitely tests your ability to downstack in Luminous, and you have rows of blocks being added every few timeline passes at the beginning, but as you'll notice, they're sort of set up in nice rows. So if you've played fairly cleanly, you can use a chain block to get rid of some of those rows, and you can kind of see the chain block charging up there at the bottom of the next queue on the left side of the screen.
Yeah, I think I accidentally wasted my chain block. I cut it off at the top there.
No! Yeah, but this mode in particular is really good for beginners and pros because it really scales to your ability.
Yep.
Like, you don't have to be great at it. It's just practice. And then if you're like a really good Luminous player, then you really have to act fast pretty quickly. It's just a nice mode to play every so often, just to hone your skills on downstacking, which is a very important skill to have in Luminous. Even though there is burst, which helps a lot with sort of clearing out your playfield, you do need to know how to do it manually just in case.
Right. Yeah, this is like kind of the ultimate test of all of your fundamentals packed into one thing. Because you do want to kind of move quickly to get a high score and move efficiently, but you also need to know how to like clean up your board, play along the timeline, use chain blocks. Like, yeah, you have to be set up for chain blocks to get far in this.
Yeah, you absolutely do. And you have to know where best to place them for maximum effectiveness.
So I have a chain block here. I can maybe clean up the right side a little bit.
Yeah, there you go. We've seen some people do some very crazy stuff with dig down.
Yeah, we pulled up some of the world records on our last few streams on dig down if you're curious. Should be parked on our YouTube channel.
Yeah. Of course, this mode is very stressful because you get towards the top, and especially if you're new to the game, it's very easy to kind of panic place blocks as they go.
Like you saw there, chain blocks will be your friend. And look at that timeline speed. That is, you need to be in the right mindset to handle that if you get stressed out. Yeah.
That's right.
With that being said, try your best to approach this game with a calm mindset, and you generally will play better too.
That's true.
Easier said than done.
Yeah. It is a very vibes-based puzzle game, but it can be anxiety-inducing as well.
Well, my anxiety kicked in a little bit just because I'm like, oh, I'm at the top of my board.
Yeah. This is going to be a bit of a...
I do have a chain block here. I might get lucky. So it's a purple chain
challenge. Possible.
Ooh!
Dig out a little pocket for yourself. Dig down is a little different in Luminous Supernova, where you only had to dig like one column down all the way to the bottom. That was like the downstacking challenge in Luminous Supernova for the PlayStation 3. But we brought back the name for this mode. I think it works a lot better here, just in terms of a nice score-chasey mode. It was, 2 columns, not just 1 column.
Yeah, this is like a, how do I put it? Reminds me more of like an arcade type of puzzle, like raw puzzle game. Oh, and I'm topped out. 4-4-7.
I think that's the end.
I gotta lock in for high scores on this one. Can't be like, oh, I'm at the top of my board. I gotta lock in. You gotta be locked in the whole time and dig down.
It's true.
Yeah. All right. Already at our contribution, almost at that first 500k mark, and then our multiplayer lobby will evolve. Be sure to hop in and contribute for our 3-day weekend event. And like I mentioned earlier, we're going to hop into some multiplayer. First, we'll set up, I guess, a custom match and see who hops in here. We'll start out with normal settings, but we like to have fun here as well. Turn on like long burst, high gravity, low gravity, or chain blocks, stuff like that.
Yeah, those are always fun.
All right. I'm on the random stage select, but if you go to customize, you can pick your burst battle stage here. Random if you want to mix it up. What are we feeling today, CJ, though? Are you vibing with any stage type in particular? Slow, fast tempo?
What about something slower?
Slower. Like, temple bells. Sunset
what about the dark?
breeze. The dark. I'm feeling the dark. All right.
Always a good one to go with.
All right. We'll see if we have a player here. Otherwise, we might hop into ranked.
There you go. Yeah.
Hop on in here, Trash Man. I know you like to play against us. You want to beat me again on stream?
There we go. Using the slice and dice name tag
yeah.
pattern.
Not a potato.
Like that nameplate.
Okay. Welcome in. Let's do
All
this.
right.
Oh, you're playing some other games. What games are you playing? I think
Not a potato going very quickly.
Possibly a spam strat that may have
Wait,
backfired
what?
there. So I think they were trying to fill the left and right of their board there, which players do. So there's like a filling out your board with resources strategy, which it seems like they're doing. But
Really?
probably moving a little too fast there.
And with an accidental top out.
Yeah.
Interesting strategy.
Yeah, I've seen a few players pull that off to some effect, which is cool.
Yeah, because of course you want to fill that burst gauge as quickly as possible. You want to remember to use burst as well.
Yeah, it should set you up for a decent burst. Of course, there might be a little RNG, especially if you're just spamming pieces and not thinking about it. But
they did a 99 burst.
99, okay. Well, they were quick to get into the burst, so
That's
maybe they
true.
made it 50%
That's true.
here.
Yeah. Right there at 50%.
Fortunately for them, I just had a pretty big burst. So.
Yeah, you did.
Do have the 50 though. Let's see what they got.
Yeah, they went into burst, but I think they've got some garbage blocks to deal with that might limit the size of this burst a bit. Yeah. Not a potato with a 51 burst.
Ooh.
That is not going to be enough. Hmm.
Dang. We could do one more
That's a tough
match.
one.
We had
That's a
that
tough
really
one.
quick first round, not a potato.
Yeah, we had that missed drop, that
Yeah.
accidental top out. Let's do another one.
Oh, they left. They left.
Oh.
Either way, or you can hop back in after somebody else cycles in here.
Yeah.
Wouldn't recommend this strategy against the pros, says Trash Fan. Yeah, I've
Filling
seen
up
like
with
3
garbage.
people use it to some extent. You'd have to get fairly lucky to make it work. The pros are going to stack fast regardless, right? So, yeah, it's a risky strategy for sure.
Yeah.
Risk reward.
Though if you're a novice or rookie player, you'll definitely freak out at seeing the board on the other side fill up that fast. Yeah.
Well, we might have time for 1 or 2 more games. We could definitely watch the other burst battle match that we have recorded here as well, which will be
Oh, right.
quite the match.
Yes.
Let's check ranked.
Impressive duel.
I recommend not
Let's
being
do it.
shy to enter ranked. I personally not someone. Oh, there we go. That's where everyone is. They're working on their We Can Lumii Live grind.
That's right.
Oh, hopefully we connect here.
Hmm.
We'll have to try again if not.
It's not looking good.
Yeah. So we got our seahorses flying around here this weekend.
Pretty nice. Yeah, the Weekend Lumii Live event takes place every weekend for 72 hours. Starts on Fridays at noon UTC and goes until Monday noon UTC, and changes the look of the multiplayer hub.
Trying to get a nice walk around, get a scoping it out here. But yeah, as the milestones are met, it will kind of level up the appearance here. Maybe our seahorses will dance a little bit. You'll have to see and find out come Sunday.
That's right.
Might as well hop on and get that 2,000 score today. Trash fan, I like to hear it.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Trash man just wants my rating. That's probably what it is. It's like, ooh, tasty 4K. All right. Yeah, we're here. Let's check on the. So we're about to watch two of the best burst battle players. I wouldn't be surprised if they're number 1 and 2. Okay, now where are they on the leaderboard here? Unless they changed.
That's
names.
just platform ranking. Are they both
okay.
PC?
Sorry, I was on Steam. I think they're both on PlayStation now. I think about it. All right, okay. Matt. Good luck.
Good luck. Have fun. I think that early top out with Not a Potato might have been because of the slower timeline, and
oh, maybe
that might have flipped things a little bit.
The anti-spam strat.
Yep. Okay, both of you are at max burst. Who will engage it first?
Thanks for saying that. I don't know what it is. I always like forget to burst unless I'm locked in. I'm like, okay, I need to get on all cylinders firing.
That's right. That's right. Oh, you're a bit locked out. Okay.
Yeah,
unlocked the burst.
Lock. If you're locked during a slower timeline, it could be a little rough here.
Yeah.
I think we're managing.
Matt with a 180, with a 194, above 200 now.
Nice. 180. So I think
180 to 214.
Should be okay after at least a little bit. That's bringing it.
Yeah, you'll have a little bit of time.
So I can kind of down stack against the sides. So if you create a 2x2 square against the blocks on the sides, you can get rid of a lot of the garbage. It's very satisfying.
Matt already in a burst. A little bit locked out, though, currently at 37. Ah, there we go. It unlocked, so they're at over a 100 burst now.
Nice. I should have a burst continue after this square falls. When the sky falls down.
It's going to be a 199 for Matt.
Very nice. So we're pretty close here.
Okay. A 227. Classic 80s sitcom. Not looking great for Matt right now with the slow tempo song. Very slow timeline coming across. They engaged burst, but they accidentally or maybe on purpose topped out so that they would get through it very quickly.
That's kind of not a bad idea, knowing I have a full burst here. And while I'm in the middle of burst, they're not going to be getting any pressure from me, so they have free reign.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. clear their playfield a little bit, get their burst gauge going. It'll be at max by the time you finish this burst. $287. Whoa, 300. 300.
Not to, I'm on autopilot right now, CJ. When you play this game and get pattern recognition, that's a good thing, because you don't have to think too much about each placement. So that was like kind of a blur to me. Like, oh,
true. 175 burst from Matt. Unfortunately, the very slow timeline got him in the end.
All right.
Yeah.
Ooh, Neon Streets.
Nice.
I like Neon Streets in the first battle. It's like a little, how do I put it? Feels a little more 2D, maybe because the fields are a little more centered and like, I don't know. It reads really nicely to me in first battle.
It does, yeah.
Let's hop on and burst.
All right, bringing it.
I guess, Matt, I guess if you are second to burst, you have a little bit more time to set up your burst without any pressure.
This is true, yeah.
So there's a give and take. Generally, it can also be good to enter burst first because you get your next burst charged if you need to get a 50% or something. So 152, against someone like Matt, I don't think is the best, but I'm getting close to that 50% if I need to make a counter.
109 from Matt.
See if Matt can hang in here.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
I don't think so.
Oh no. GG.
In a bad spot there.
Thanks for hopping in, Matt. Oh, I guess I was ranked. Trashman, if you want to play around, I could create a custom match if you're already on here. Then we'll take a look at some high-level burst battle. Not to say these are two very... everyone we've played is pretty good at burst battle so far. But when I say high level, I mean literally the highest level. Can we see the... I don't know if we can see the leaderboards from this window. Okay. There's the trash man. All right.
All right.
Gonna put a lot of trash on our board, I'm sure. It looks like they've picked the astronaut stage, which I can't think of the name of currently. Ancient Scales.
Ancient Scales, yeah.
And Logan
Zero
here,
Gravity.
Oh, thank you. Ancient Scales being the soundtrack name.
Soundtrack name, yes.
But yeah, Logan is a very fast player, so I need to dial in if I want to take some wins here.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Nice slow timeline from the dark. Logan's gonna have a 250, no, 286.
251. Ooh, huge pressure.
Uh-oh.
Slowed me down for a second there.
Yeah, it's that slow timeline though that really gets you.
Oh man. Well, I don't think I can afford a 50% burst here, so let's try to get a max as fast as possible.
Right, at the moment Logan is locked out with their burst at 45.
It's music to my ears.
Oh, they unlocked it. Now it's 129. 135 burst is going to be their final count.
I'm mildly locked out here. I should be able to clean it up. Hopefully.
Wildly.
It's gonna be close. Oh man.
Well,
If I had one more square.
yeah. It's enough to head off the garbage though from Logan.
Board is pretty clean now though, so and no pressure from Logan. I can get a pretty quick max burst here.
Right.
Spam a little bit.
We got 280 from Logan.
Okay, 244.
All right, 244. All right.
Need it. Any little help
It's in
I
the
can
range.
get there.
Yeah. Logan with a 302.
Uh-oh. Ruh-roh.
It's getting more challenging.
A lot of non-silver blocks here.
I know the RNG in this match so far has not been particularly good to either
Usually
player.
balances out.
Yeah.
Let's see. Good finish here. Uh-oh.
232.
Oh no.
Oh. That's gonna hurt.
And I'm dead.
And done.
Very nice. A big 300 burst, kind of keep up. A little locked out, but I think it should. Yeah. Could have been better.
Logan has not started their burst
Uh oh.
yet, so
Oh, are they going for?
You're good.
Let's see what they do.
gonna be defending maybe in this one. We got 221.
I'll take it. I know Logan's quite
Yeah.
capable though.
They are building pretty quickly. 151.
That should bode well for me.
It does bode well for you because timeline speed and the amount of garbage, yeah. Logan could not catch up.
A little messy on my end. The pressure.
Yes. There's a lot of pressure in first battle.
Because
Yeah,
I
if you
know I
were
have
a-
to play fast against someone like Logan, so it's like I kind of risk playing a little faster, and then I make more mistakes.
Yeah, if you are a new player to Luminous and you set foot in burst battle and run into a player that is playing at this speed, definitely start a local match and play against the CPU and get your feet wet with it a little more. Burst Battle, I think, plays... I mean, obviously the mechanics are the same, but it takes a different strategy, a different eye in Burst Battle than you would if you were, say, just playing Journey. Just enjoying that experience. Of course, once that garbage arrives, you have a smaller playfield to work with. It's harder to get a really large burst here. Logan's sort of struggling with that a bit with only a 184.
Okay.
212 from Austin. All right. Logan's starting the burst pretty down low on the board. It's harder to grow that to a very large burst.
Oh, I'm sitting on max. Okay. Probably sitting on max too long there. It's a lot to think about in this game sometimes.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. $209 from Austin. And I have a 182 from Logan, man. Pushing it back to you. Oh, you did a 50%?
Yeah, I had to.
Okay.
Not that good.
35.
There's a lot of pressure from Logan, more than I realized.
Wow.
Good game. I think I entered burst a little too slow at the end there. I was sitting on max for too long, and I'm like, wait, this is burst battle. That's my weakness. Very nice, though. Nice game, Logan. Logan is a tough one.
Yeah.
Tough cookie. But we got some Lumii Pwn there. Before I hop into another game, yeah, I gotta keep track of time here before I get stuck in here for an hour because I'm having too much fun.
Too easy to.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll watch a community match highlight. So yeah, let me double check on their rankings because I was curious. Between Fudu, Noko, and Korinha? Let's see.
Korinha number 3 there.
I think Fudu might be number 2 with a name change possibly.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty sure they're at that level, unless it's number 7. They're in the top 10. Either way, it's 2 top 10 players. No way, I went against someone in the top 10. Very nice, Matt. Who do you play against? All right, let's bring up that match. We'll watch a little bit of it. I know it's a 20-minute match, but I think there was a very long round, so maybe we can watch the round.
Yeah. Some of that is just the most exciting play, just to have that back and forth going for so long. Yeah. It's good.
10-minute round.
What do they call that in tennis? A rally?
Yeah, a rally, or is there another word for it? I think there's another word for it. I'm trying to think of ping pong too. But rally. Yeah, I guess it is rally and ping pong. Okay, so this first round is the 10-minute round. Okay. Let's bring this up. This should be fun to watch. We had a lot of fun watching that other Burst Battle match. So Core versus I think Core played Dexterious on our last stream. There we go. Ooh, starting off with Destiny. Final battle. It's like the final destination of Smash Bros. Yeah.
That's right. That's what I was thinking of too.
Where's 2099 and Core and Destiny.
Yeah.
Well, we have 3 timeline sweeps and they're already at 200, CJ.
Yeah.
need to process what's happening here. I gotta learn from these two.
Fast play.
Very
35. 4. 297.
Okay. I think generally at this stage, now that our top Luminous players have gotten so acclimated to burst battle, we like almost always see a 300 plus burst from some of these players. So
yeah, absolutely. Or a little bit locked out.
Yeah, a little bit. They got it cleaned up there.
There we go. Unlocked.
They were first to burst, so they have a moment.
Not quite as big as before.
Yeah. The opposing burst is certainly going to be larger. But look, they're already at 76, 80%. They're just building this burst so fast. And they they tank that incoming garbage, which should dampen. How do I put it? If you take incoming attacks prior to entering burst, right? That should amplify your upcoming attack. If that makes sense.
Oh, really?
Because there's less blocking the attack that you're setting up.
Right. Okay, that's interesting. I never thought about it that way. Huh.
So if you have a chance to like tank an attack before you enter burst, is probably what you want to do, especially at this high level, right? That's more of a high level strategy.
Yeah.
But this is certainly burst battle. They're going to be in burst quite a bit. They're so fast that they can build that gauge so quickly.
I know.
Hey, we're on Destiny, so maybe we'll get the full song to play out here. Because it is about a 10-minute track. Yeah.
Four.
I like that block with the giant rainbow circle for the 353 burst.
Wow.
It's like a key attack in an anime, it looks like.
Yeah, for sure.
300 versus 300. You gotta hit the 300 at this level.
Right. Sushi Drew, welcome on in. Happy here with my 90 burst. I'm right there with you.
These are the best players. Do not. Well, you're welcome to compare yourself to them, but I wouldn't if I were you. You're ready for the weekend, Sushi Drew.
You still streaming Procopia, Drew? Are you moving on to something new?
Have you played that, CJ? I know it's been seen a lot of ranting and raving about it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've been playing Procopia as well. Yeah, I really enjoy it. I'm a big Dragon Quest Builders fan, and Procopia is really Dragon Quest Builders 3, just with a Pokemon veneer instead of Dragon Quest, and it's great. A lot of fun.
Let's shift into a video game podcast with this as our background footage here.
Yeah.
Don't mind the best two of the best Luminous players going head to head here.
Again, we're gonna see another over 300 burst. Eek. How long was this round too? It was like 20 minutes.
About 10 minutes. Yeah, so, hey, we're going to hear the whole Destiny sound. Cool. This is like what you want on Destiny, right? Hear the whole soundtrack here as it goes through all the phases.
Does it actually go through all the phases?
It does, yeah. We're in the Anger phase, wow. I believe, with I can hear the train tracks.
Okay. Nice. Oh my gosh, another over 300 burst. So cool.
At this point, it's like if they get 200, they're slacking, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
Ooh, a full 200 burst. So at this point, they need to hit like a 400 burst to really apply some pressure.
It would seem that way.
Like, they're getting close here.
Because
that's a 365. I think it was the highest so far. 4.
Yeah, but does the amount of garbage being thrown cap at a certain point?
I don't believe so. No.
No? Okay. 342, he survived with no garbage being thrown on him. At 342.
We have some castles on the left here.
Yes, we do.
What I mean by that, so you kind of, it's like garbage indicators to see how much garbage is incoming. It's kind of hard. I have been not giving the best track here. It's kind of hard to gauge who has like the lead in this rally, right? This anime battle we got in front of us. So
truly,
right now, to really get that lead, you're going to want to try to lap somebody in first. There's going to be a moment where somebody catches up to the other player, and they have to deal with that incoming garbage, right?
Right. How would you recommend somebody do that? Would it be like activating burst at 50%, trying to...
You could do something like that if you're confident. Thing is, that's really risky because, I mean, let's look at these two players. They're hitting 300 back-to-backs, so...
Mid-300s,
you hit a 50 and it's only like 150 to 200 bursts like that. It's going to dampen you a little bit. If you feel you are confidently ahead in terms of garbage queue, you can maybe take that risk, but... It's tough.
Okay, that was a 323, and they tanked. I mean, they didn't get any garbage, and Core had a 350.
I think good principle, and I use this principle for any competitive game, is just get more ahead, right? So, at least in like strategy games. So, if you're confident in your abilities, just continue doing your thing, right? Generally, somebody will make a mistake or let up.
Apparently the game audio is a little loud.
Oh, probably doesn't help that they're crushing it right now. But
nice. Okay. Trashman saying can't wait for that in-depth burst battle mechanics guide. That's going to be a tough one.
Yeah.
We do have that on our plan, but it won't be in the initial video that we put out. Burst battle is kind of its own animal. Really.
Yeah, we'll probably need to get some guest opinions for... Well, we have a huge thank you to people like Trashman in our chat here for contributing to the Luminous community guides, which we'll be shouting out some of you in our future web posts and stuff like that in our videos. All right. They are fairly even. I know that because we currently have a side with no castles. They had castles before, right? So,
right.
How far are we into this? We should be getting near the end here.
Near the end of the first round.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous. Very,
57.
very cool.
Oh, it was a misdrop. They could have actually entered the max burst there. They were. That's the thing. They're really like
trying to
find. Let's get an instant replay.
That was a misdrop.
So look, we got this max. If they press the burst here, I think they're fine. But against these, you're really trying to cut any quarters you can in these high level matches, right? So it's like they probably wanted to take the garbage in, and it was probably just a misinput or something like that. So they wanted the garbage to drop, then they wanted to hit burst most likely.
But they pressed down and topped out as before the garbage was even finished dropping onto their screen.
Yeah. All right.
Wow.
Well, Let's see how long this round is. We have a very short
It's
round
still
here.
only halfway through the video.
Yeah.
It's a
We
long.
won't be able to watch this whole thing here. I do kind of want. Well, we're gonna cheat. Check out the end here. See what's cooking. I want to see
Let's
the
do it.
stats more than anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're already at 1.3
Oh my
versus
gosh.
just about 1.3 versus 1.4 mil.
Oh.
Pressure. That's it.
Oh, that is pressure.
So,
Yeah.
Fudunoko taking the victory here. Which Fudo, by the way, must be changing the names. I can see their username down there. Yeah. All right. There's our stats. We have almost tied. I love it. I think last time it was virtually tied, CJ. We're like, that can be right. It might be a bug. I think they're just such even skilled player at these levels. Both with the same max combo, which probably means they probably never dropped combo. And
That's a good point. Yeah.
Near the same max burst. Yeah, that's awesome. So, who knows? We might have some community Luminous tournaments in the future. I would love to see some of these players go head to head for pride at least, right? So,
yeah, for sure.
All right, so I think we're at time today. We have some extra videos. Maybe we can bring them up on our next community showcase. But all right, yes, CJ and I will be signing off here as we get ready to go into the weekend. But everyone, thank you for participating, hanging out, playing some multiplayer matches. Definitely hop into the Weekend Lumii live event, which will be going on all weekend. If you haven't hopped in for a little bit, just keep in mind other people haven't received their avatars. So if you want to be a hero and help contribute to the goal, that kind of thing, please hop on in. But yeah, all enhanced games are on sale currently as part of our spring sale, right, CJ?
That's right. Luminous Remastered is 70% off. Lumines Arise is 20% off. And both of them are perfect fits for the Steam Deck. If you have that handheld, they're just perfect games for that. And they run great on there. So save some money. And yeah, as you said, all the enhanced games are on sale. So why not pick up a few and have yourself a perfect puzzling spring?
Yeah, absolutely. There's me playing on the airplane. I had a little camera on my head. No, I'm just kidding. But I do like to play it on the airplane. So definitely check it out. I feel like all of our games are just so great on, especially the puzzle games. Kind of go hand in hand with playing on the go, right? Luminous was initially an on the go game. So yeah, definitely pick up a Luminous or an enhanced game if you have one from our library that you haven't picked up yet. And I'm sure we'll be happy to have you join the community for that game. But all right, yeah, everyone have a good rest of your weekend. We'll be back here in a couple of weeks for more Luminous action. Let us know if you want to see anything. We by the way, we did just put out a survey on our Discord, and we'll get it out in email and socials as well. But just be on the lookout for it. We are curious to know what kind of community events you all want to participate in, whether it's tournaments, even podcast type of events where we bring on guests, maybe outside of our community or within our community, as well as tournaments, stuff like that. So just let us know what kind of events you want to participate in and what days of the week you're free, right? We might do some more midweek community events and stuff like that. So we would love it if you join that survey. We're giving away Lumines Arise Steam codes. So I know some of our fans here already have the game, but if you have any family or friends who want to give that Steam code to, that would be excellent. And yeah, I think that's it. CJ, anything else you want to add?
No, that sounds like it. Yeah, cool. Keep playing Luminous. Let's do this weekend event. Let's get to the goal and yeah, keep playing, having fun in Burst Battle.
Cool. Well, everyone enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you next time.